Not today, no intro. Today we're looking at the game Witch of Salem, which is a cooperative game for between 2 to 4 players set in the Cthulu sort of genre of games. We haven't got much time, and this isn't a game I enjoy too much, so yeah, you can see I haven't done a great, I haven't gone to a lot of effort. Let's jump right in, let's have a look at the game. This game is basically a resource management game. The resources are item tiles and artifact tiles, and these will be placed on the board, and players will have the option of collecting them and using them to achieve multiple tasks. A player can only carry up to 3 tiles and 1 artifact at a time. Okay, the goal of the game is to find out which of the portal tiles are actually portals and which ones are walls, and if they're portals, you close them with the right artifact, if you have one in your possession, that is. Artifacts will become available in the same way as item tiles, which, I'll get into that later. You can look under these tiles by using the magic glasses item tile. Now, once you see what's underneath, the rules state that you cannot share the information you discover. So if you discover that it's a wall, you can't tell the others that it's a wall, and a wall is not really a threat. Alternatively, if it is a portal, you have to close it, but you can't tell the others what it is, and for the purpose of this overview, we're going to call that closed portal information. Players will also have to reveal the Great Old Ones, which are placed around the edge of the board. Players can reveal the Great Old Ones by using a green book tile. Players will have to reveal the Great Old Ones by the time the Necron marker reaches the demon space here. They will then have to defeat the active Great Old One, which is the one placed on the board, and they'll have to do this by the time the Necron marker reaches the dimensional rift space here. After they defeat the active Great Old One, they can then close the last portal at the university. Okay, I'll briefly touch on a player's turn. There are 5 phases to a player's turn: player location card and move, trade items with another player. They then have to encounter the creature or shadow if there's one present at their new location. They then can use an item, and last they can receive an item from their location. And those actions have to be done in that order. Okay, let's have a look at moving to a new location. A player has a hand of cards with all the locations on them and a secret passage card. He plays a card from his hand and he can move the detective to the location on the board. He does not get that card back though until he goes to the university for one of his turns. Then he'll get all the location cards that he played returned to his hand. So it isn't possible to stay in the same location for more than one turn. When at a location, if there is another player there, you can trade one item or give or receive one item. Items only though, artifacts in this game cannot be traded. Okay, a player must then encounter a creature. Creature cards will come out on the board at the beginning of a round of play. If there is a card at the location you visited, you must then first roll the die. The die has an icon for all 4 items, a Necron marker and a sanity marker. If you roll the die and the Necron icon comes up, the Necron marker will move 1 space, to certain doom. If you roll the sanity icon, you will lose 1 sanity, and if your sanity reaches 0, you're going to be out of the game and you're going to go insane. If an item icon is rolled, you must discard one of those items if you have one. A creature has icons listed above. If you are still carrying those items after the die roll, you can defeat the creature. You don't have to discard the items to do so. A creature at a location isn't active. In the deck of creature cards, there are 2 cards for every creature. If there is a creature on the board and you draw the second creature card, it will activate. They may be things like pick up the portal tiles and reshuffle them and place them back down, which is a big problem. Or, perhaps players collectively must discard a certain number of a certain type of item tiles. And in most cases, the Necron marker is going to move, and it's not just going to move 1 space, it's usually going to move a few spaces. And then the 4th phase of a player's turn is they may use an item. The magic glasses, as I said earlier, will let you look under a portal tile. The book will let you reveal the Great Old Ones around the outside, which is, again, you have to do that. The pink potion will allow you to regain 1 sanity if you use it, and the knife will allow you to defeat a creature or shadow at the location where the witch is. I'll talk about the witch a little bit later on though. The player may then take an item or artifact tile on the location that they are, except the university, which doesn't have any item tiles. You can only take 1. Now, Only when there are no more tiles left at that location will new tiles come out. Some tile locations will have you pay a price, like move the Necron marker forward, or lose sanity, or draw another creature card, pretty much just bad stuff. Now, one of the problems you're going to face is that sometimes an item that you really need, or an artifact that you really need, is not going to be present on the board, and you're going to have to take a tile with a negative effect just to get new tiles out, and sometimes one of the tiles that you need is not going to come out, so you're going to do it again, and it doesn't come out again. These sort of things can happen, but I'm really going to touch base on a few of the problems I feel this game has a little bit later on. Okay, then after a round of players' turns, an event will occur from the event deck. The events could be good or they could be bad, it just depends. And on the event card it will also state how many squares the witch is going to move for the next turn. Players will now continue taking turns until they achieve the victory conditions or most likely lose. Okay, I want to say that this game is incredibly unbalanced. The likeliness of you winning is quite low. There is a lot of luck in this game, and from my experience, luck plays a big part in winning the game. If you're having bad luck, the game will thrash you in minutes. If you're having average luck, you're going to lose. And only if you're having good luck, it's raining four-leaf clovers outside, and it's night time, and there's shooting stars everywhere, and all black cats have been slaughtered, so it's not possible that any will cross your path, then you will win the game. Now, it sounds like I hate luck in games, and I don't. But because this is a cooperative game, and it's unbalanced in the first place, and very much in favour of all the players losing, it is very frustrating. Ultimately, just about every decision you make in the game is going to involve some sort of element of luck, in which your tactics, no matter how good they are or how prepared you come, you're going to have to rely on some element of luck, and that is annoying. Okay, let's have a look at a few of the problems that can occur. I'm not saying they occur all the time, but there's some of the things that I found a bit frustrating. Okay, let's say I've gathered 2 item tiles that I need for this creature. I play the card to go to that location, I roll the die, and I lose one of the items I needed. Oh damn, I'll go here next turn, I'll pick up the available tile I need, and I'll come back down and try again. Wait, hang on, I can't do that. Next turn, I will have to get the item, like I said, from the location. Then in the next turn, go back to the university so I can get my cards back. Then in the next turn, go back and try and defeat the creature, and emphasis on try, because I will have to roll the die again. And remember, you got to look at it like this. There's a 2 in 6 chance that I will lose an item I need, in most cases in the game. And a 4 in 6 chance that something bad is going to happen, because the sanity and the Necron marker is also on the die. For those of you who have played the game, look, I know that you could use a secret passage card to get back to fast track things and so forth and so on. I'm not going to touch base on that, but sometimes you've already used it, or you can't because of your sanity being low and that sort of thing. So this has happened to me a few times where I've just been trying to do things and I can't because I'm rolling badly on the die, and it's annoying. Okay, the witch figure gives benefits in the location it is, one of which I mentioned will allow you to use the knife to kill a creature or a shadow at that location. And you also won't have to roll the die in the location the witch is. That's great! The problem is the witch mostly moves randomly around the board. If he moved one space at a time or something like that, you could plan for his arrival at a location. Next turn he'll be there, so Bill, you take care of that creature, I'll grab the knife and I'll go there. Next turn I'll meet the witch there and I'll be able to slay. You can't do that because you don't know where he's going to be next turn. Some of the events will see a great old one appear at the university as a shadow. This means he's basically a creature, so you'll want to defeat him because when he's there, his text is in effect and it's never good. But there is one creature card I have to mention. The Necron card. For each creature on the board, this card will move the Necron track 1. And if there is a shadow of a great old one at the uni, it's going to move another 2. Okay, if you have 6 creatures and a great old one, you're already struggling, and this is just like a kick in the nuts. The Necron marker will move 8. And worst of all the creature discards are shuffled back in the deck, increasing your chances one of them will activate. And wait, it gets better. The creature cards are shuffled back in, as well as this card. And I kid you not, in a game we played, it came out 2 turns later. So in 3 turns, the Necron marker moves 16 along a 20-point track. I wouldn't say this game is boring, not by any means. I think it's just, at times, well, more often than not, I'm just frustrated by it. I feel like I'm just chasing my tail, trying to achieve something, and there's not much I can do to improve my chances of success with that goal that I'm trying to achieve. And it's just frustrating. Now, in regards to the information being closed for the portals, the reason I choose to play without that and you just reveal the tile is because the game is too difficult. You do that, it's a slightest bit easier. I don't find the game much fun, I find it frustrating. And I feel the game could have benefited from special abilities for the characters, and I also feel that the game could have benefited from having an item tile that was universal, that could substitute other item tiles. Ultimately, it was a very disappointing experience and a disappointing purchase on my behalf. Thanks for watching another episode of Castelli Reviews, and I hope to see you all again soon.